Welcome, everyone, to this very special edition of the Eternal Wrestling Podcast. If you're listening to this morning on your commute, you better grab an extra coffee because we have a lot to get through here. This is our first pay-per-view of our fantasy booking reckoning series. This is Bloodlust. This isn't just going to change the landscape of this promotion. Will it scorch the earth? Will we see legends fall? Stretchers in the aisle? Or maybe a formation of a vacuum at the top of the mountain of this wrestling industry that I have created? We're going to be going through every match, every chair shot, and maybe even some controversial 3 counts. We're starting with a match that is a big man versus technical wizard, possibly, depending on how you want to look at it. And here we are. Prepare for Bloodlust. The pyro shoots off in the arena. Fireworks, flames, just bursting. By the Titantron entrance, the capacity crowd, they're on their feet for this pay-per-view, and they are very much excited here. We see people in the crowd wearing NWO merch, having handmade signs, supporting their favorite wrestlers and legends. So get ready for your opening contest. Randy Orton makes his way out to the ring. I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand. His theme song plays. He's coming out. Slow walk. Cool. Confident here. But his eyes are darting around a little bit. He's almost keeping eyes in the back of his head because he knows that the NWO are in the building and that he may need to watch his back. Then out comes Big Bronson Reed. But since he's part of the NWO, the NWO theme plays. His Tron video is black and white, and he has a big NWO white letters on his black singlet. He's not looking like an athlete anymore. Almost looks like he's an assassin. 2 men are in the ring. The bell sounds. Early on here, Orton, he's trying like the classic approach. He's looking for a side headlock, but Reed just powers out, throwing Randy across the ring, almost like a cruiserweight here. Randy regroups on the outside. He's getting a little frustrated. He gets back in, and he tries some uppercuts. Crack, crack, crack. But Reed doesn't even blink. He catches him with a leapfrog and it's a standing crossbody that levels a Viper. Then, for almost what felt like 10 minutes, it was Zilla season. He's just using his body weight perfectly and his size here. He had Randy in the corner, hitting those massive headbutts. He goes for a Vader-style splash, and you can hear the air leave Randy Orton's lungs. This is almost where the NWO gear he's wearing means something. He's wrestling with a level of cruelty we haven't seen from him. Then, after all this punishment, Randy is starting to get a comeback here. He hits a power slam. He's coiled. He's looking for that RKO. He's waiting for Bronson Reed to get back up to his feet. But Braun Strowman appears at the top of the ramp. But he's not running down to the ring. He's taking his sweet time, walking down, showing his impending size since he is a mountain of a man. The ref gets distracted at this, And he's trying to keep Braun out of the ring, trying to tell him, no, you need to head to the back, stay out of this match. This one, Reed hits a massive spine buster. The ref, his attention gets back to the ring. 1, 2. Randy barely gets a shoulder up in time. Then, towards the end of the match here, Bronson, he's trying to climb on the ring apron now. But Randy, using his veteran smarts, he kicks him in a rope into Braun's throat, causing him to choke and fall to the outside. But Reed, he goes for a big tsunami splash. He climbs up to the top rope. He jumps. He flies. Randy Orton moves just in time. Reed hits the canvas. A big thud, shaking the front row crowd. Reed staggers up. He's kind of dazed. Maybe even has the air taken out of him a bit here. He's stumbling back and forth. He turns around. Big RKO for Randy Orton. Randy covers him. The ref counts 1, 2, 3 here. But despite Randy Orton winning, he doesn't stay or stick around to celebrate. He bails because he knows that Braun Strowman is pissed. Braun Strowman slides in the ring with his NWO member, looking heated. Spit is just flying out of his mouth. His face is almost looking red. This just goes to show that the NWO is a pack. And even though Randy is more of a lone wolf here, he may be the one who is further hunted. We then go on to our hardcore tag team match of the evening. Cactus Jack and Sandman enter. Sandman, he's cracking a beer. He's got a kendo stick with him. And Cactus Jack enters with a bag of what we think is tacks, but we will see. Then the lights go dark. The Kings of the Black Throne, their Tron plays. Malachi Black and Brody King come out. They got these fancy skull-looking masks that almost look culty-like. Very slow, methodical walk down to the ring. They're trying to make a statement here. And if they win against these ECW hardcore legends, they just might. Once everybody is in the ring, the bell sounds. And all the ref has to do is simply count the 3 count here, as there's no disqualifications. And anything is legal. Nobody needs to tag in or out. And chaos can ensue. As the bell rings, Sandman immediately starts swinging that cane. Brody King doesn't care though. He takes a cane shot right to the head. He just smiles, showing his teeth and his big beard that he has. He then hits Sandman with a big forearm that sends him over the guardrail, landing in the lap of a fan in the front row. Aleister Black and Cactus Jack, they're brawling on the ramp. Aleister, he hits a double foot stomp on the stage on the Cactus, who is lying on a production crate. But back in the ring, it's looking like a hardware store here. There's a bag of thumbtacks spread down in the center of the ring. Brody King, he grabs Sandman, and he hits a black hole slam right into the tacks. You can see the silver pins sticking out of Sandman's back. There's blood trickling down. It's looking very much gruesome here. Then further on within the match, Cactus Jack, he's getting a second wind here. He pulls out his barbed wire wrapped bat. He's getting ready to swing on Alistair. Suddenly, Alistair appears like a ghost behind him. He hits a black mass kick. It was so fast that the cameras almost missed it. Brody King then picks up a bloody Sandman and hits a big gonzo bomb through a table on the outside of the ring. Alistair pins Cactus, and the Kings of the Black Throne get the victory here. They're walking away almost unscathed from this match, as the ECW legends are covered in blood, thumbtacks, and look broken. They almost look like the most dangerous duo within the Reckoning brand. And they didn't just win. They may have retired the Hardcore Legends spirits here tonight. Our next match, a battle of two beasts, two monsters, if you will. Big Van Vader is taking on the Fiend. And Vader, he comes out first. It's time, it's time, it's Vader time. He comes out. Smoke shoots up from the stage. He throws his big V hand gesture up in the air. He's screaming. He's pounding his chest. He's marching down to the ring. He's ready to take on Bray Wyatt. He's tired of all these silly mind games from weeks past. He wants to crush what he feels like is a poser once and for all. Then, the "We're really glad that you're our friend" Tron section plays on the video, but then it gets really distorted. And then, like, a sudden dun 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 is playing. The lights turn dark. They turn a dark crimson red. And he makes his way out. People are holding up lights all around the arena. The fireflies are out. And suddenly, there is the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, walking down. He's carrying a lantern, and the lantern looks like Bray Wyatt's head with his eyes stitched shut. The Fiend is taking his time as he slowly goes down into the ring. He sets the lantern on the apron and then enters between the ropes. The lights turn back on, and the crowd are ecstatic. This is the first time we are seeing this version of Bray Wyatt within our promotion. And the bell rings here. This match is underway. Vader, he's starting very stiff. He's throwing those big, meaty, heavy hands, boxing combos to the Fiend's head. But the Fiend, he's just standing there. He's taking them. He then does a creepy spider walk towards Vader. Vader goes, he hits a massive choke slam. The ring is shaking like it's going to collapse. He climbs up the ropes, goes for a big Vader bomb. He connects. But the Fiend pops up. It's like he's unaffected here. He will not stay down. In a little while after taking so much punishment, the Fiend decides that he's going to get the upper hand here. He starts striking Vader back and forth. This isn't a technical classic. This is just a clash of aggression. Down Vader, throwing him into the corner, kicking, stomping, thrashing him, until eventually he decides that he's going to get the mandible claw on the jaw of Vader. Vader, he's 450 pounds of muscle of a man here, but he's gasping for air. The Fiend, he then transitions into the Sister Abigail DDT. The sound of Vader's head hitting the mat. Loud, impactful, sickening. But then he grabs the mandible claw again. And Vader is thrashing around. The Fiend is just slamming the head of Vader into the mat repeatedly. He will not let go. He's like a demon. He's possessed. Just keep repeatedly smashing the head of Vader into the mat. Vader's thrashing around until he's not thrashing anymore. He's laying there. And the ref decides that this match should not go on anymore. He rings the bell. And your winner, The Fiend. The lights go out. A very sharp sounding screech fills the arena. And when the lights come back on, the Fiend is gone. And Vader's being loaded onto a stretcher by 6 EMTs. He is not moving here. He just appears awful. But we will keep you updated on his medical condition as the night progresses. Next up is our tag team title match. First, Rey Mysterio. He's coming out here. Booyaka Booyaka 619. His theme song plays. He's getting the crowd off their feet. He walks about halfway down the entrance ramp, and then out comes Penta. Zero. He's got pyro. Flames are shooting up. He's doing his little strut. He's got his tongue sticking out as he's strutting down the ring. Him and Rey Mysterio enter. And then out comes the Young Bucks. Their song plays, Super Kick Party. Cash shoots from the entrance ramp. They walk out, they're posing, they're flexing their muscles. Here, trying to look confident despite what has happened in the past weeks with the Kings of the Black Throne. They enter the ring. The ref holds up the tag team titles. The bell sounds, and this championship bout is underway. And if you needed a palate cleanser after all that horror from the last match, this is it. This is 200 miles per hour from start to finish. And the Young Bucks come out. They were wearing their most expensive, obnoxious gear. And even mocking the Lucha chant and the Zero Miedo from Penta. So Penta and Matt Jackson start here. This is a classic tag team match. It's a sequence of counters that ends with both men doing a backflip and staring each other down. Then Rey Mysterio gets tagged in, and so does Nick Jackson. Rey, he's moving very good here tonight. He hits a West Coast pop that sends Nick to the outside. But as the match progresses, it looks like the Bucks have the win here. They have Rey set up for a Meltzer driver. And suddenly, the arena lights start to pulse. Like a rhythmic flickering here. The Bucks stop. They're looking around. They're shouting at the production crew, at the cameramen. What's going on? What's going on? Turn on the lights. Turn on the lights. And that half second was all that Penta needed to help out Rey. He kicks Matt in the gut. Rey recovers. Rey does a drop toe hold, bounces off the ropes, hits a 619 on Nick. Penta hits the Fear Factor on Matt. Rey follows up with a frog splash from the top rope. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. We have new tag team champions. We have new tag team champions here. Penta and Rey, they're standing tall. They're cheering. They pick up their tag team titles. They smack them together. They go to the ring. Top ropes. They're standing there. They're celebrating on the top ropes. The Young Bucks, they're counseling each other. They're like, what the heck just happened? They're thinking to themselves, who's behind the lights? Who's doing this? We have new tag team champions here tonight. Next up is our main event of the evening. We will see who will be our first World Heavyweight Champion. Will it be the Chosen One, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre? Or will it be the Immortal, the Icon, the NWO wearing Hollywood Hulk Hogan? Drew McIntyre, he comes out first. The Scottish bagpipe songs is playing. He walks out. He's got a leather kilt on. He's got these leather arm braces and a leather cutoff duster. And he stands at the entrance ramp looking around at the crowd. He knows what he needs to do here. He needs to shut down not only Hollywood Hogan, but the NWO before they get a stranglehold on the company. He enters the ring. He perches on the ropes. He flexes. And he yells, flames shoot up from the posts. And then you see the Tron. It like radio static. It turns to black and white. This message is brought to you by the New World Order. Out comes Hollywood Hulk Hogan. He's got his shades on. He's got that bandana on. His cut off NWO t-shirt. He's got a big cigar in his mouth. He's strumming an imaginary guitar. And he starts pointing down towards the ring of Drew McIntyre. And he makes his way down. The two men, nose to nose, they're staring each other down before the bell sounds here. And then Drew McIntyre absolutely mauls Hogan for the first 8 minutes of this match. He hits a Glasgow kiss. He throws Hogan across the ring with 3 overhead suplexes. Hogan, he's acting cowardly here. He's begging for mercy. He's trying to grab onto the pants of the referee. And then, within the chaos of this match, Hogan's down. Drew's in the corner. He's signaling for the Claymore. He throws up his fingers. The crowd is counting down with him. 3, 2, 1. Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed run down the ramp. They pull the ref out of the ring. But wait. This can't be happening. This is our main event. This is for the World Championship. Out comes Macho Man Randy Savage and Adam Copeland emerge from the crowd. They're brawling with Reed. And Adam Copeland hits a big spear on Strowman to the floor. It looks like some people have some beef with the NWO. But while the ref is distracted here, and so is Drew, Hogan, he pulls out a pair of brass knuckles from his pants. He goes running. Drew turns. Big brass knuckle punch to the head of Drew McIntyre. He runs, hits a big leg drop as he bounces off the ropes. Gets the cover. The ref counts. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and first ever Eternal Pro Wrestling Podcast Heavyweight Champion, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. The crowd is in shock. They're raining down, "Boo! Boo! You suck!" They are pissed. They are heated. Hogan's standing there with the World Heavyweight Championship. Hoisting it in the air. He stumbles back up to the entrance ramp. And the other NWO members meet him there. Everybody is looking rather battered. Now the NWO has the top prize. And we are living in a black and white world now, as a new NWO is reigning. How will Drew McIntyre recover from this? How does a locker room respond? What does this mean going forward for the Reckoning brand? We'll find out all this and more on next week's episode. For the Eternal Wrestling Podcast, I'm your host, Jacob. Stay tuned. Stay hungry. Watch your back. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.